The Niagara Purple Eagles are off to a 5-3 start to MAC play, and they've got Marist coming to the Gallagher Center Friday night, 7 Eastern time on ESPNU. It'll be 80s night at Niagara University. And to talk more about the Purple Eagles, we welcome in their head coach, Greg Paulus. Coach, it is great to be joined by you. And I got to tell you, 5-3 start in this league, as we were just talking before we got on camera, it's never easy in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. What have you liked about your team's start to conference play?
Well, John, I appreciate having the opportunity to be with you. All that is going on in college basketball with conference play, and it's a really exciting time. For us to get to this point, I think the part that I've seen the most out of our group is just growth in learning through situational basketball, and then I think more importantly, just learning and trying to continue to understand, each other. What does that look like, and how do we respond to certain situations? We're a group that we have 8 new players, and the guys have worked hard. They've learned throughout the non-conference, and so for us, being able to just continue to work and try to learn through each experience, whether it's a learned experience or it's one the outcome is favorable for us. I think the mentality of the group has really grown.
I've got to talk to you about a newcomer to the fold. His name is Ahmad Henderson II. And not only is he as good as any freshman in your league, but he's one of the more dynamic rookies in all of college basketball. How did he get to Niagara? What can you tell us that we don't already know about Ahmad Henderson II?
Well, Ahmad is someone that has shown a lot of progress since he's gotten here, since the summertime. He's a smaller guard. He's about 5'8". He'll tell you 5'9", but he's dynamic. And he's a guy that can create for himself. He can create for others. And, he's a guy that, really creates opportunities on both ends of the floor. And one thing that, being able to coach a few young guards myself and over the years, his ability to pick things up and process information and then apply that is something that has been impressive.
You've got a top 3 offense in the MAC. You've got 4 averaging in double figures, Greg. How has that come to fruition for this group?
This is a different type of year for us. Our first 4 years here, we've had one of the top scorers in the league, and it's been more of closer to 20 points a game and not. So being able to be more balanced, it's something we talk about each day with our team. When we watch film, we're practicing. We talk about sharing that basketball. We talk about having a positive assist to turnover ratio. We talk about going from a good shot to a great shot, and just how we need each other to create offense and opportunities. And so, I've said this throughout the year, we're better when we're more balanced. You're not able to key in on one guy. And for us, over the course of the non-conference and beginning part of conference, we've had a different guy step up, whether that's at a moment in the game or finishing a game off. And that's something that we would like to continue to build off of.
I look at this team too, Greg, and a 6-point win at Buffalo, a 2-point win at Iona, a 4-point win at Ryder. You're able to beat Mount St. Mary's by 11, but single-digit type of games say you found a way to win. When you think about the culture of this group, late games when you guys are in a huddle, what are those conversations like, and what's led this group to finding ways to win and sit here at 5-3 in this challenging league?
Yeah, it's a really challenging league that over the course of my time here, it feels like almost all these games are going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. And so for us, the ability to make those winning plays, a lot of times people talk about maybe that last shots or the last free throw or that rebound. For us, we spend a lot of time teaching and working on what those winning plays look like throughout the course of 40 minutes, because you never know which one of those plays can swing momentum or stretch a lead off, or, hey, what is that going to mean when the clock is 0-0, what can we look back on and say, hey, did we make more winning plays? And so for us, it's something that we expect to continue moving forward with the high level of coaching, with the high level of playing. And as you look across the league, just at the scores, we anticipate that all of these games are going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. So how disciplined can we be? And then more, one thing also is how consistent can we approach these things? Meaning instead of playing for a certain stretch, let's try to play for a little bit longer and limit those lapses. And we're still working and growing in those areas.
So I'm talking with a former third team All ACC selection, a McDonald's All American, and a Mr. Basketball in New York. So do you jump in still? Are you playing? What's that looking like?
Our coaching staff is very hands-on. We like to get out there and show drills, demonstrate. If it's not an offensive demonstration, we'll get out there and give a look defensively. It's something that I believe allows us to connect with our players. I believe that you can teach in a different type of way when you can get out there and still do it. So I love being out there with our guys. It's one of our favorite parts is being able to build those relationships with the guys and being able to get out there. And I'll tell you what though, John, if I get a basket or a stop, I'm not playing for a while. Like I can trash talk and I can, just let those one-liners go a little bit and I'll wait till the body feels a little bit better to do it again the next time.
When you talk about your group, and I think it's interesting when you talk about the newcomers and pieces coming together. What's the biggest thing that you guys are working on daily that you think will end up defining who you are in March?
I think we are continuing to grow our discipline. Overall, when you look at both ends of the floor and those type of winning plays in one possession, how can we grow in our discipline? And that changes week to week. That could mean adjusting some things defensively. That could be, hey, this last week we were a little bit banged up with some guys. So, hey, different guys got to step up and you got to kind of adjust accordingly. But for us, our guys have had a great way of learning. They've been hungry to try to get better. And, for me, it's just about, we have a saying in our program, John, we want to be better today than we were yesterday. We want to be better tomorrow than we were today. And that's something Coach Mata, when I worked with him at Ohio State for 6 years, he talked about that a lot. And it was just about continual growth and development individually and as a team, so we could continue to grow our identity and then let the other things develop, kind of as they will throughout the course of the season.
So 80s night on Friday. Maybe John Dunn will wear his 80s hair. I don't know. But he says this is his favorite vacation destination is the road trip to come out and play you, the Buffalo Swing. They've got the best defense statistically in the MAC. What do you see in this matchup with the Foxes?
Yeah, John does a tremendous job with their group on both ends of the floor. Certainly defensively, over his tenure has been a staple and a big part of their identity. They're really physical. They got good size. They play 11 guys. And they make you work for everything defensively. There are not many easy baskets, and so for you really got to be organized. You got to do a great job taking what they give you. They force a number of turnovers, and that leads to offensive opportunities. So, with them, we know how good they are, and we know what their identity is defensively and how good they are on that end too.
All right, before I let you go, while it will be 80s night at the Gallagher Center on Friday night, when you were playing at Cameron Indoor from 05 to 09 for the Duke Blue Devils, what was rocking in Greg Paulus's headphones? Like what were you listening to before a big game?
I don't know if I was as much of a music guy, John, but I'll tell you what, I love the when you're warming up in Cameron Indoor Stadium and you hear Every Time You Touch and you hear that and the place is rocking and shaking. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of times you're playing in Cameron where, a play happens and you just feel the ground shake. And
Yeah.
it was less about the music and more about how unbelievable supportive they are and how they just get what big plays are. There's fan bases that truly understand momentum and swinging, what that looks like. So for me, I watch the games on TV. I'm following. I'm cheering for them, but I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to play for Coach K, put the Duke uniform on, and we certainly use a lot of the things that we learned from our Duke experience here.
Greg, love talking with you. It is the 4th place Purple Eagles and the 5th place Marist Red Foxes Friday night, 7 Eastern time, a pivotal showdown in the MAC. The Gallagher Center will be rocking. Greg Paulus, it's great to see you. Best of luck on Friday night on ESPNU.
Thanks, John. Talk to you soon.